and Santy on winner's side against Sandstorm and Boomie coming from the lower side.
What better time than this? You can't ask for better as we're in the grand finals of the North American portion of the doubles of the Brawlhalla World Championship. We're kicking it off. Double Thor versus, of course, the Rayman Koji.
Look at this, just the swarm following around. Snowy and Santy hanging around close to each other so that way they can try and interrupt any team combos. You see that checkerboard pattern up in the top right. Snowy and Boomie the most damage on their teams respectively.
Definitely see this kind of game plan that comes out, intentional or not, where you see Snowy take the brunt of the damage and Boomie take the brunt of the damage for each team. Topsider gets both Sandstorm with
the
a quick
handoff
follow-up.
too? That was disgusting. That was actually gross.
And that was what he needed to make sure that they got both red team members. And just like that, blue team takes a big lead.
Yeah, I mean, that was huge. The double knockout, 40 seconds in, and starting to pile on a little bit of extra credit. Oh, yes.
Love an extra credit on that one. Nice punish comes in. Snowy with the onstage ground pound to KO Boomie.
How much damage did Boomie have on him?
It's got to be a lot because, I mean, it's forcing him into this stage to eat some of that bounce.
Well, there's the juggle, offstage opportunity.
Oh,
Interrupts the recovery. Boomie
gone.
is gone. Down to his final stock. Sandstorm short to follow.
The quick gimp from Snowy to steal the lead from this blue team.
Yeah, that is absolutely huge. I mean, oh no, and they've got the team combo and back
he's back
in
into it. He got out, but he went back in, and just like that, the lead gets bigger for the red team. I said I love extra credit, but you got to love that much extra credit more.
Oh yeah, when that team combo hit, I was like, wait, maybe all roads do lead to snow. Oh my gosh, it hurts so much.
Oh, the puns. I'm sure Sparky's rolling his eyes right now, but a side air, and Santy could be joining Boomie in the final stocks, but Boomie's got to be careful here. He's on his final stock in the orange, and he might be gone.
Just enough to make it back. Sandstorm with the pressure relief.
Nice turnaround from Sandstorm. Sidelight side air. Snowy gets launched. They need to finish it. Santy with the reprieve will help out the teammate.
Man, so much damage on the field right now. Snowy down to final stock, but I'm looking at Boomie. He's incredibly damaged, and even that uppercut almost taking him off the top and out of the game.
That down sig was scary close to taking him out. Sandstorm gets launched. The weapon toss just barely gets over the corner. Boomie wasn't ready for it, but he still gets the wall touch.
Yeah, that was a fastball if I ever saw one.
And that was a sneaky one. SBD, it snuck by everything, but Sandstorm, he's basically forced to start the 1v2 early. Boomie does not want to engage, and he's afraid to come up.
Yeah, Boomie is just looking for his moment to strike, and Santy and Snowy, they're all too happy to have the time.
Boomie trying to RKO. He's going to Randy Orton this one. The weapon toss might do it. A Sandstorm hits the side air. Snowy's going to chase Boomie. Boomie gets back up safely. It's a 1v2.
Yeah, the plan definitely working out. They were able to snipe Santy. Now Snowy left alone. And those gauntlets, he's got to be careful. If he hits the down air or the neutral light, he's actually stuck there for a significant amount of time. The Mjolnir toss, the actual hammer toss. Wow, I can't believe he thread that needle.
He got past it all. So many people in the red. Boomie might have set up Sandstorm there. Oh! He got both, but it wasn't enough to get the KO, unfortunately, Nair, not with the variable force.
Oh, man, he's trying to go for the target swap. There's the quick handoff side air to side air.
Uppercut! The recovery. 1v1.
Snowy, he's got it.
No weapons, though. Onto the stage. Sandstorm looking for the nair, looking for the stomp. So many things could KO. A sidelight side air now that he's over to the orb. No weapon spawn still. Denying them all. Snowy still not able to make the approach. Sandstorm with so much space control, but there's the weapon spawn.
Engaging from mid-range with these weapon tosses just to keep Sandstorm away from being able to hit that down light into side air. That would definitely seal the deal.
The weapon tosses. The weapon tosses. Nothing!
Oh my gosh! The orb, he tried to do the little handspring to get over the edge, and there it is, the corner guard. Sandstorm and Boomie taking game number 1.
Sandstorm playing with my blood pressure. The stomp into nothing at deep red last stocks, game number 1. You're going to do a stomp into nothing?
I can't believe it. I mean, it was a stomp into chase dodge. He definitely did not believe that he was going to get the hit.
Oh my God. And just like that, game 1 in the bag. But keep in mind, Santy and Snowy, they got the dub. They still have 2 more games that they could lose before they get a reset into a second best of 5. And if they're going down to the wire that much, it is gonna take a toll.
Oh yeah. You know, it turns into a marathon, and that runs on the fatigue, especially because Boomie and Sandstorm, they've been having to burn their way through extra games down in that lower bracket.
They have to make, they've had to make the long run. They've been in the hot seat, right? They went through losers semifinal, losers final. They're now here in the grand final. That's already 2 best of 5s they've had to go through, and they have to go through 2 more if they want to be the champions of Brawlhalla.
Ooh, Sandstorm going for the off-stage wall bounce on the down air, but not enough. Look at how much damage Snowy and Santy have done.
Now they're adding it up onto Boomie and Sandstorm. The neutral air almost takes out. Can't quite get the follow-up off the bounce from the down air, but a recovery not enough. That high defense. That'll do it. Another one. Boomie and Sandstorm down to their second stocks. Look at Snowy's health bar.
Ooh. Man, Boomie still just trying to find a weapon. Even his teammate was taking him from him.
I mean, so much denial here, but Snowy, again, keeping this pressure on the Boomie. Boomie with a nice turnaround, but Snowy's so undamaged at the side air, does next to nothing. Here comes the threats. The save. Sandstorm puts himself in position, and Snowy gonna fall. Santy gets back up safely.
Man, so that could be the start of a little bit of a turnaround. They've got all that damage onto Santy. Every time they tap him, he's going to get knocked so far wide. A little bit of power play time against Snowy, but Snowy hanging around the side, waiting for Santy to get back.
Sits on the edge, makes sure that he doesn't get caught in any 2v1s, despite the fact that they've got the double orb. Snowy hits the side air. Boomie down to his final stock.
Swapping over, opting to stick with the gauntlets. Snowy had his pick of the litter there.
Dodging around, Snowy gets in. He just wants to take out Boomie at this point. He's chasing him down. Every time Sandstorm tries to come in to break things up. Oh, the scoop up at the top.
Yeah, somebody was going to die there. Like, one of them was not making it back to the stage. Boomie definitely thankful that he had the wherewithal to turn that one around, because otherwise Sandstorm would have been alone.
But he might still get taken out. That recovery putting him off screen. Again, Boomie's left into this position where he's got to sit on the outside, and Santy going to try to punish him for it. Nobody gets the hit, and Boomie doesn't have the jump. Sandstorm has to 1v2.
Yeah, that was great pincer movement from Snowy and Santy. They covered all options back to the corner and were able to take out Boomie. And now it's just 1 stock of Sandstorm that they need to contend with.
Sandstorm looking like a crazed bull right now. Red team not wanting to engage, but here comes a team combo. Snowy goes in for the nair for the extra damage, but the damage has been done. Sandstorm going into the red. The neutral sig will do it. Snowy and Santy take game number 2.
All right, and just like that, that is 1 game closer to taking the tournament. Sets tied up 1-1, but don't forget Snowy and Santy are coming from the winner's bracket. If they just win this set, that's it. Tournament over. They are the champions. If Sandstorm and Boomie win this set, we play 1 final best of 5.
And what a win it would be for Snowy and Santy. I want to remind the people who haven't been following the storyline, Santy was injured in a car accident not that long ago. He's currently doing physical therapy, and he's playing in the grand finals of the World Championship for Brawlhalla.
Man, what a comeback arc.
Love to see it, but here we are, game number 3. Not going to go back to Apocalypse, but Boomie might be going back to the second stock as the damage is already adding up.
Oh, the quick handoff caught the both and extra. Little cherry on top.
Blue team is split. Red team with sender control. Side airs come out. The DI up from Santy.
Yeah, he's able to DI that because they hit with the same exact move, the orb side air. If you get hit by the same move twice in one combo, you start getting to direct yourself where you want to go. Boomie didn't choose that one, got directed right off the top of the screen.
And that was Sandstorm who hit him. He was trying to break things up, but the damage was so much onto Boomie that even though he does less force, it's not enough. But a nice ground pound from Boomie. Stock count is even, but Sandstorm still more damage than Snowy.
See them all just start to collapse around that corner, and now it's just the brawl in the center of the stage.
Side air. Throws Snowy far. Sandstorm wanting to keep him on this corner so that Boomie can potentially 1v1 Sandstorm. Side C comes out. Sandstorm going to get taken out.
Yeah, that was quick. Damage building all around. Santy and Boomie on their second stock into the orange. Boomie, again, getting juggled up high.
Sandstorm finds the recovery. The damage is adding up, though. Still, Boomie just a little more damage than everybody else. He's hitting some nairs. Santy's got to be careful. Snowy, not going to get team comboed. Boomie with a follow-up off of Sandstorm.
Yeah, this has been great stabilization. All right, yeah. Charging that signature just a little bit gives him all that extra range. And Snowy is so good with the perfect timing on it.
And just reaching across half the stage with that side signature. And Santy right there with like a smoke screen of his body to make sure the blue team couldn't quite watch it. But again, so many people in the red. Boomie's got to be careful. Down sig almost connected onto him.
Yeah, Santy trying to get sneaky, but oh my gosh. Hits both of them with that side signature.
Recovery comes in. Side sig connects. Stock count is even again.
Man, so he's so good with that axe skate.
He's so good.
He's so good.
Ooh, but Boomie's pretty good with that scoop up to get the stock lead, but it's such a small lead. Sandstorm could get taken out. Boomie could get taken out as red team trying to go for the 1v2.
Oh man, damage getting so incredibly high on Sandstorm. Yeah, anything was going to knock him out at that point. So now momentary edge guard against Boomie. Again, Snowy and Santy opting to stay on stage.
Now they want just the control. They've got such a great control game as Snowy with the wake up down sig puts more and more threat. What a gravity cancel read
that
from
was a huge
Boomie.
read.
Big side air, and Santy's on the edge, but he gets back up.
Man, last stock situations once again. This set is wild.
Woo! It's coming down to the end as Boomie hits his teammate. The side sig. He gets past the ground pound. Snowy left on one side, Santy on the other.
Highly volatile match right now.
Oh,
This could go into a 2v1 immediately.
Question is, which way will that 2v1 go? Boomie on the edge, and the side air connects. Sandstorm in the 1v2, trying to capitalize, and Santy disengages. Oh, snap.
Ooh, little backdash into the neutral air. Couldn't get much more than that, but everything is worth.
Oh, the nair.
Oh,
Sandstorm
no.
versus Snowy. 1v1. We saw it happen earlier, but it's not going to go as slow. And Sandstorm gets game number 3. 2-1. Can they get the reset?
I mean, they are certainly on pace. Look at the GGs coming out. They were just GG, GG, GG. Yeah. We feel good about that one. On to the next.
That is the closest as we in this online environment are going to get to the classic BCX fist bumps. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
You know, like when we had the offline events, the players would all like fist bump and hug and whatnot. That's as close as we're gonna get here in this online environment. Is everybody like, GG? You know what? That was a good game. That was a good A game.
Jeez, look at the efficiency for knockouts for Boomie and Sandstorm. They dealt 200 less damage than Snowy and Santy and took the win.
It's not about the damage you put out. It's about the stocks that you take. And clearly they're taking the stocks, and they're also taking quite a bit of damage as they took more damage than Santy and Snowy put out.
Unkillable Beef Castle. You know, there's a lot of defense on those Thor, on the Undertaker. And you know, I guess that also goes to show that, like, Snowy and Santy, they've been hitting them with, you know, a lot of the attacks that don't really knock out. They get the combo starters, they get some of those, you know, light resets, like even the axe neutral air towards the end.
Yeah, you saw a lot of like bow neutral airs, which eventually will KO, but you generally don't want to be looking for like a bow neutral light or a bow neutral air to KO when you have like D-light recovery.
Yeah, and now I'm looking at these map bans. It seems, yep, Mammoth Fortress. And this is where Sandstorm Boomie, they've got a shot to reset the bracket. They've got the set advantage. They just need one more game. So they can do it this game. They can do it next game. But they're poised to reset the bracket.
See, if they manage to do what we know they can and get this into a reset, but the weapon spawns are not quite in favor. Boomie finally picks up a weapon, but meanwhile, Santy was able to get a nice juggle onto Sandstorm.
Starting to get that chase. You see Sandstorm always going for the sandwich over the main team. And it seems like Santy is usually the one kind of like hanging around the back, just keeping an eye on him should he try to engage.
You saw Boomie trying to chase forward, trying to break up some stuff that was happening onto Sandstorm, but Santy actually boxed him out. D-Light doesn't hit the ground pound. Snowy hits the ground pound. Boomie hits the down air, but Snowy has jumps. And Santy's going to deny the ground pound from Boomie, so Snowy gets back safely.
Yeah, that was pivotal. If you ever need a moment for like, all right, how quickly can things turn? That was the dime right there.
I mean, that was the smallest possible turn, and man, did they make the most out of it. The save, the KO, but Sandstorm able to clean it up. Stomp Cider will bounce. Santy should be able to get back up all right.
Boomie and Santy, the only ones left on their first stock, but high damage. I don't know. Are we going to see more efficient knockouts come out? Because last game, it really seemed to spiral for Boomie and Sandstorm just on that damage deficit alone.
Ooh. Well, bro, he's really going to be doing stomp into like extra nothing. Like last time it was stomp into a chase side. You're like, all right, that's technically not nothing. But he really just did stomp into nothing. Ooh. Snowy with the slide charge, side sig, and the stock count gets evened up.
Great punch. Look at how much they turned that into just because Boomie wanted to hit Snowy.
Downsig thrown out. Sandstorm making sure to cover any punish options.
Snowy playing a little bit of the back range because he's incredibly damaged.
Stomp side air Snowy.
Yeah. Oh my God! Are you? It just doesn't end. It's a constant onslaught.
The handoff into a side light, which not usually a great follow-up, but he falls into a side air as well. And the blue team starting to get that lead, starting to mount that reset potential.
Oh my gosh. And Santy and Snowy with the quick handoffs to get the damage onto Sandstorm.
Right now they need the KOs onto either one. He goes in with the D-Light Nair. Downsig charged out. Santy with the punish. Snowy gets the recovery. Not enough, but a D-Light Sair, and the stock count gets evened up.
That was clean. Woo! Went for the full reverse drift on that one.
I mean, you got to go for something big. You're behind in the health department, so you got to commit. Santy trying to commit to this wall touch. He does get it, but Snowy's taking damage. Both red team members in the red.
Getting a little bit of chip damage here and there. But, the weapon toss gets one of them. Santy out. Snowy trying to deny the reset. No, that's a bracket reset, ladies and gents. Sandstorm and Boomie 3-1. So now we go into a final best of 5 where the winner of that takes it all and becomes the world champion.
And it would be something amazing if either team won, right? On one side, you have the favorites. Top 2 PR'd in the region, have been dominant, but not too dominant in the 2v2 space. On the other side, Snowy and Santy, the team to really put a chip on the shoulders of Boomie and Sandstorm, the team that got unfortunately injured and still made it into the grand finals winner side. Either way, this is gonna be amazing. This is the world championship for Brawlhalla.
All right, I'm looking back at those stats that production was giving us, and yeah, Sandstorm and Boomie, they won 2019. They won 2020 BCX 2v2s, and both of those involved a bracket reset.
Maybe that's just like what they do. Maybe that's how they win world championship. Like that's part of the concoction, the equation that results in a W for this team.
They just have the stamina to go the maximum amount of games.
It's some. There's definitely some special juice that they're feeding these boys. But here we go into game number 1 of the reset, the final set of the North American doubles, the final set of the doubles portion of the Brawlhalla World Championship. Boomie and Sandstorm versus Snowy and Santy.
Man, it feels like you can't tag anybody without getting tagged back yourself. It's just, how does that work out mathematically?
Who's got the bigger tags? That's what it's going to come down to. Who can get that extra off the tags? Right now, not really seeing the follow-ups just yet, but some great coverage from the blue team. Forces Snowy high, stomp side air as he tries to land. Blue team looking at him, but Santy's going to punish him from behind.
Yeah, that's great. Being able to bust up their corner guard, because that's some classic Boomie Sandstorm double Undertaker going on. Oh, with the hand.
The quick handoff, the pickup from Boomie with the side air off the neutral light from Sandstorm, and they're running into more onto this red team.
Jeez. I mean, it's actual eagle eye laser guided. Just how you're able to track them down, get that hit as they're flying by at 300 miles an hour.
I mean, just the mental fortitude from this blue team to, like, he got hit and he was like, I'm gonna wake up side air because I see an opponent coming. Like, how is he not just malding when he gets hit every time? Because that's what Taza does when I play with him.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, this is the best of the best. Actual top 2 teams right here.
This follow-up neutral air, but everybody's on their second stock. Still potential here for the red team in game number 1. They want to stop this momentum because blue team just 3-1. But here comes the follow-ups. He doesn't hit the side light.
All right, Snowy thanking his lucky stars. But for how long? Sandstorm's tagged him a couple times now.
Every time a lucky star saves Snowy's life, it burns itself out, and he's running out of stars in the sky. Oh
man, staring deep into that void as the damage is building up. Santy on his final stock.
Oh snap. The weapon toss into the pickup ground pound. Snowy takes Boomie down to his final stocks. Santy's going to put Sandstorm there with him. If Santy can live long enough, the red team could steal out the win.
Woo! The uppercut to deny. Everybody's on final stocks.
But Santy, the most damage. The weapon toss to interrupt. The D-light from his teammate, and Boomie capitalizes. It's all Snowy in the 1v2. Team combo. He DIs up.
Yep, that second neutral light gave Snowy the opportunity, but second team combo, the handoff signature, just enough. And post-reset, game number 1, Sandstorm and Boomie, they're continuing this train.
Yeah, that time didn't put 2 neutral lights inside of that team combo, and Snowy had nothing to get out of it. Blue team takes game number 1. They are on their way to being crowned the 3-time 2v2 world champions.
Oh my gosh. And look at that, Sandstorm even doing the weapon toss just in case. If there was a little bit of a gap and you try and dodge down, he's got that covered as well.
And we're seeing Santy at wit's end a little bit here, is trying to decide the next character. It's going to be a swap, a rare swap from Santy. He goes over to the Kaya for game number 2 in the grand finals reset.
Ooh. Okay, I do kind of like this. We saw the Kaya go up against Boomie and Sandstorm back when Cody and Phazon were using it, and it worked out pretty well. It was a late switch in the set, but definitely a strong one.
Yeah, it was definitely enough of a swap that it put Cody and Travis on the board, right? It gave them a game win, but at the end of the day, is it going to be enough? And it's not like Santy is Phazon. It's a whole different Kaya.
Oh, but you know they had to have been watching that set. I'm willing to bet Santy picked up on a couple tendencies, and he's just like, I think I've got an answer.
See if that answer is correct as the side C connects and Snowy's out of there. Double down air, ground pound, Boomie and Sandstorm. They're saying you got the equation wrong. You're missing some variables, man.
Yeah, gotta check the math on that one, because right now, it's 6-4.
Lead is mounting for this blue team. Red team just trying to find their footing. Snowy.
Oh my god!
Follow-ups. Oh my goodness. Okay, and the interrupt. The second Santy gets an opportunity, the interrupts come out.
And this is just about lapping in stocks now, finally taking out Boomie. But man, Sandstorm is poised to just score a knockout there, beats out the recovery. That's always the danger, you know, gauntlets versus hammer off stage, somebody's scheming.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many reversals, so many big hitting tools, but Snowy finds the neutral light. Technically speaking, everybody's on second stocks, but Snowy not able to continue with the game.
Man, Boomie and Sandstorm, they're so good at staying just separated enough so that way they don't get both caught into a combo very often. Look at that, even just splitting each other, sure, why not?
They're very unafraid of team damage. They have had quite a bit of team damage in their games. And another stomp, side air, Boomie and Sandstorm up again, 2-stock lead.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. With them hanging so close to each other so often, it just lets, hey, you tagged my teammate, look, I get, you know, the orb side light to immediately punish you. If you get a little bit of damage, I'm at least getting something in return.
Definitely don't let anything happen for free. They're so good at...
Oh, no!
No! He gets back. He's okay.
It's fine. Everybody's fine.
He had an extra stock. What? Don't even sweat it as the side air comes out. Boomie going to join the red team in the final stocks, but Sandstorm picks up a side sit.
Yeah, look at that hard focus over onto Boomie, because they know every time they send Sandstorm away, they've got that extra bit of time. Boomie really hunting for Santy.
I mean, both teams basically playing for the 1v2 at this point. Red team trying to hunt down Boomie. Blue team trying to hunt down either red team member, but generally it's going to be Santy, the slightly more damaged one.
Stop. Side air, not enough to knock out, but the edge guard opportunity. Second side air does the job. Snowy left alone. There's the handoff. Boomie and Sandstorm are now on tournament point.
Oh my goodness, they're running through opposition. They went 3-1 against Cody, Travis, and Phazon. They went 3-0 over Pugsy and Luna, the team that knocked them into the losers bracket. They went 3-1 in the first round of the grand finals against Snowy and Santy, and they're now here up 2-0. They could potentially go 3-0 in the grand finals reset to be crowned the world champions.
Man, Boomie is rocking that the Winter Wonderland podium kind of thing, and it's got the train on there. You hear the little choo-choo sound effects whenever he locks in, and I'm like, yeah, this train is express. It has no stops. Get out of the way.
I learned that express trains do definitely still have some stops, just like less stops.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I rode my first train not that long ago.
Congratulations.
It was awesome. Shoutouts to public transportation. Shoutouts to these players as we're in the grand finals game number 3. Boomie and Sandstorm already getting more damage. You see Snowy and Santy, they make their final swap. The Amethyst, the Bryn, is it enough?
Man, it's the pick that you were always looking for, and it's got the damage to try and make this up, but right now, Sandstorm being so undamaged gets the recovery. Oh my gosh, this is just Boomie and Sandstorm so in control. Snowy and Santy, they need some sort of change-up. The status quo does not benefit them.
Yeah, they're just maintaining what's been happening so far, but a nice down air. Suddenly, red team is even. The down airs connect, but the weapon toss puts Santy in an awkward spot. Sandstorm gets back up safely.
Ooh, a little bit of that damage returning back to stage.
Oh, snap. Snowy got past both.
Snowy's a genius. Actual genius. Houdini.
He has perfect dodges.
Boomie, I love those retreating down airs just as a little bit of a deterrent to give Sandstorm the time to reset back on stage.
Yeah, those long-range projectiles. Boomie sitting on this wall for quite a while, knows that he's the more damaged between the two blue team members and doesn't want to leave Sandstorm in the 1v2. He gets up with the down air, the weapon toss, the recovery, hoping Santy could follow up, but Santy wasn't ready for it. It was a little too fast for him.
Man, Boomie took so much damage in that exchange, though, into the red. That's why we've got this game neck and neck.
Santy going for the tricky. Sidelight backup recovery, was trying to make sure he didn't get punished for that sidelight nair. For the scoop up, Snowy going to be the first one onto the final stocks. This is tournament stock for Snowy.
Trying to find a weapon, but only finding juggles and pain.
And Santy now feeling the pain as well. Boomie's in the red, but it doesn't matter as Sandstorm takes Santy down to the final stocks. They're both on World Championship stocks. Oh, he doesn't get the nair!
Oh my gosh, wait, the weapon toss. Uh-oh, off the top. Moment left alone. Sandstorm just getting all the extra damage.
Yeah, he's just going to unarmed 1v2 Snowy and Santy. No big deal. Side air comes out. Snowy, he's one hit from death. Santy he doesn't have the jumps. He's out.
The sweat drops. They identified. Sandstorm grabbed him, and that's it. The tournament is over. Sandstorm and Boomie post reset. They are the BCX 2v2 champions.
They went down into the lower bracket to make us sweat, and just like that, they are the three-time 2v2 world champions. They have won 2019, 2020, and 2021 doubles world champions. They're insane.
They're so good. Cannot be denied. You know, I really thought coming in from the lower bracket that, you know, maybe this time. But they just look so comfortable and confident all the way through.
It's so scary and demoralizing because they give people hope. You know, it's almost insulting the levels of hope that they give people. They go down in the losers bracket, they get 3-1 in winners final, and they're laughing because it's all a game to them as they 3-1, 3-0, 3-1, 3-0 their way into the world championship throne. It's demoralizing. I am glad I'm not competing against them in doubles.
Just absolutely absurd. There's no other word for it. There really isn't. Oh my gosh.
What a finish to our doubles portion, but we've got so much Brawlhalla action. It's the month of Brawlhalla World Championship. It's BCX month. That means next weekend we